Hi, I'm Ray. In this video, I'll be sharing my insights and learnings on the presentation. In our MBA 308 course, we are in constant grasp of profound knowledge about global economy. Today, I'll walk you through what globalization means and its impacts, both good and bad, the role of global institutions, challenges in international businesses, and the importance of sustainability and ethical leadership. Let's dive into what I've learned. Let's go first. What is globalization? Globalization is the increasing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations. It's driven by cross border trade in goods and services, technology, and the movement of investment and people. Think about using an iPhone designed in California, assembled in China, and sold worldwide. That's globalization. But it's not just economic, it includes cultural exchange, like how K pop is now globally loved or how American fast food is everywhere. Globalization impacts everything: how we communicate, how companies invest, what languages we learn, and even what we eat. We have presented these dimensions of globalization. First, there are seven dimensions of globalization: economic, cultural, political, technological, environmental, social, and health. First, economic. That's when you say economic, global trade, foreign investments, and international financial systems. While cultural is the spread of media, food, fashion, and language across borders. When you say political, it is our international agreements, diplomacy, and global organization. On the other hand, technological is the spread of AI, innovations like AI, blockchain, and mobile networks. Environmental, these are climate change and sustainability efforts shared globally. Social means international migration, education, and global awareness. Health, global pandemics like COVID 19 showed how health is a shared concern. These elements make globalization complex and deeply rooted in everyday life. But globalization is not all progress and connection, there are serious downsides. These downsides or discontents and criticism of globalization. First is we have economic disparities. Wealth gets concentrated in in developed countries, leaving the developing countries behind. Cultural homogenization. Local traditions and identities are being lost to dominant global cultures. Political unrest. People resist when they feel sovereignty is threatened or jobs disappear. Environmental degradation. More factories, more waste, and more carbon emissions that harms our environment. Exploitation. Developing countries often face unfair trade and poor labor conditions. For many, globalization hasn't improved lives, it made them harder. These issues raise a deep ethical question. We are also introduced by the role of this international institution. We have three major global institutions that play a huge role in globalization: the IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and WTO, or the World Trade Organization. The IMF ensures financial stability, loans, and balance of payments and support. The World Bank helps reduce poverty, through development financing, while the World Trade Organization, or WTO, governs trade rules and resolves disputes. While these organizations are essential, critics argue they often prioritize developed countries and impose tough conditions on poorer nations. Their power shapes how globalization works and who benefits from it. There are two main views of globalization: proponents and critics. But there's one already emerging, which is reevaluation, which I'll discuss later. First, we have proponents. Proponents believe that it drives innovation. Uh, the globalization drives innovation, raises the living standards, and creates new opportunities. While critics argues that globalization worsens inequality, damages the environment, and erodes worker rights. So this we're seeing a third view emerging, which is a re-evaluation of globalization with rising populism and protectionism and climate concerns. Even its strongest supporters are reconsidering how it works and how it should be regulated. Let's now dwell how do we manage across cultures and risk in international business. What does doing business globally faces? In today's globalized world, companies face legal, ethical, political, and cultural risks. Smart companies invest in trainings, partnerships, risk planning, and relationship building to thrive in global markets. So, what are those risks? Again, cultural, legal, ethical, and political. When you say cultural, means cross-cultural. Understanding is the key to avoid costly misunderstandings. While legal means legal compliance with labor, trade, and international property laws is critical. Ethical consistency matters. What is acceptable in one country may be unethical in another. So you need to have to see on that matter. Next is political. Political risk from unstable governments or trade wars can disrupt businesses. Another topic that has been discussed was about global supply chain management, or GSCM. What is global supply chain management means? Global supply chain management, or GSCM, is about sourcing, manufacturing, logistics, and distribution on an international scale, aiming to maximize value and minimize waste. Effective GSCM is crucial for businesses in today's interconnected world, enabling them to reach wider markets, reduce costs, and gain competitive edge. GSCM is evolving due to the following factors: technology, sustainability, resilience, cybersecurity, and regulation. Technology, when you say technology, this refers to AI, blockchain, and real-time data boost visibility and decision making. Sustainability, companies must reduce emissions waste, improve their transparency. Next is resilience. COVID-19, wars, and climate disasters prove that fragile supply chains collapse easily. Cybersecurity and regulation, digital supply chains must be secure and compliant globally. So not just within the local, but in global setup. Today, GSCM is no longer just operational, but it is considered a very wise strategic approach. Finding and keeping the right people globally is critical. That places the global talent management in place. So, what is this global talent management? GTM or GTM includes recruitment and talent acquisition, training and development, succession planning, diversity and inclusion. When you say recruitment and talent acquisition, it uses global platforms as localized method. So they recruit talents um, globally, not just by like for example job fairs, but they are getting talents all across the country, across the globe. Like for example, LinkedIn and other uh, uh, job seeking applications. Next is training and development. Training and development are those tailored to skill gaps and future leadership. Uh, Next is succession planning. Succession planning is that it ensures leadership pipelines. So when one goes out, there can be one replacement for that position. Next is diversity and inclusion, which boosts innovation and reflects customers' bases. Next, we are introduced by this another uh, topic of the group four. It pertains to sustainability and ESG pressures. Today's businesses face strong ESG or environmental social governance expectation. When you say environmental, this means, as mentioned, cut emissions, manage resources, and go green. Next is social. You need to treat workers fairly, serve communities, and promote diversity. And lastly, for governance, it deals with transparency, ethics, and accountability in leadership. Consumers and investors now demand more profits. They want they want responsibility. ESG is just a trend. Isn't just a trend. It's the new business standard. So what are my key takeaway on this presentation? This course gave me a deeper appreciation of globalization, its complexity, its challenges, and responsibilities. I now understand that businesses don't operate in isolation. Every decision, where to invest, whom to hire, what to produce, has global consequences. As future business leaders, we need to balance profitability with ethics, innovation with sustainability, and strategy with empathy. I hope you have learned something. Thank you for your attention. Hope to see you on the next learning video. Sayonara.